Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and finally, March of the Lich King is launching today at 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern. If you want to come hang out, I will be streaming it live all day over at twitch.tv/Zeddy. We're gonna be trying everything. I got like a million packs to open. We'll play Death Knight, we'll play all the new stuff, maybe achievement hunt, so come hang out. It should be a great time. But today I wanted to offer you guys a deck from every class to play, including 3 from Death Knight, 1 for each rune, and these are all taken from Vicious Syndicate. They made this article, over 40 decks to try on day 1, so I highly recommend checking the article out in the link below. Thank you to them for putting this all together. I'm a terrible deck builder, so it's nice that I'll be playing these on stream as well. If you want to come check it out, and also a shout out to Martian Boo, who put together a deck for every class in Wild. I will link his YouTube video below. Drop him a like, a sub. He's awesome content creator. And well, let's get into 13 different decks you could try out day 1. A fair warning though, I would not recommend crafting anything day 1. Whatever you get from your packs and whatever you see out of these decks, try and make something work out of it, because we never know what's going to be good right out the gate. You'll want to wait, see how things turn out, at least hold off for a day or 2. So starting off our first deck here, we have the Unholy Giant Death Knight. We got no Redithal in here, but it's a board-based aggressive deck with 1-drops like Body Bagger, Iron Deep Trog. You got your Corpse Generation here with like your Plagued Grain, the new legendary Blight Fang, which like attaches zombies with taunts to everything. Your big finisher in Grave Strength. We even have like a Battle Master to give stuff Wind Fury, and then you got your late game or just your giant bombs, your Stitch Giant, which you could cheat out pretty quickly. Again, that's what the Battle Master's there to give it Wind Fury. But of course, Lord Marrowgar, which if you have a lot of corpses, you can just build a gigantic board of rush minions. It's pretty incredible. We'll see how the deck plays out, but looks pretty fun to try out. The deck I'm the most excited for is Control Renethal Blood Death Knight. It's got a lot of cool late game value. It's got healing. You've got like Astalor Blood Swarm, which is going to be in a lot of decks probably in this video. Blood Boil, like my favorite AoE ever. You got late game cards in here like Patchwork, Alexandros Mograine, Soul Stealer to clear the board and generate corpses, and of course, you know, Sardonathrius, because well, he's broken. Hopefully he gets nerfed. But regardless, I can't wait to try this deck out, and it's going to be tough for me to try anything else out. Unless it sucks and I'm losing all the time, then maybe I'll switch off of it. And our last Death Knight deck is a Burn Frost Death Knight deck that is based basically around just burning your opponent out. You have Lady Death Whisper in here, this legendary minion that can couple up all your incredible burn spells, whether it's a Howling Blast, a Glacial Advance, an Icy Touch, and you can cheat them out with Horn of Winter. But basically, you're just gonna be throwing a lot of burn at your opponent. Cards like Frostworm's Fury can help you stay alive, freeze the board, and also push more damage. Now looking at, you know, not Death Knight decks, we have Spell Relic Demon Hunter, one of the decks I'm the most excited to play. It worked well in Wild, where it's built around Soul Eater Scythe, basically transforming 3 minions of your choice into Bound Souls, which are Jace Darkweaver, Artificer Zemox, and in this build, Silver Moon Arcanus, just because it works really well with cards like Fell Barrage, Unleash Fell, just incredible AoE, also just good healing. And one of the weaknesses of Relic Demon Hunter was its survivability. It should do a lot to help it out, including the incredible card Feldori Warband, which is like a swipe that generates bodies. Really solid card, and I would not sleep on this deck at all. It felt really good, at least in theory crafting. Next, we have Astalor Ramp Druid, and honestly, I'm not gonna get too much into this. It's just Ramp Druid. It's got Denathrius, but overall, you got Astalor shenanigans. You've got some armor gain to do armor cards. A new Bracon is there, which is pretty ridiculous. But overall, it's Ramp Druid. It's the same kind of deck we've seen for quite a while. It's got some new tools that you might want to try out if you have a lot of these cards already. Next is a much different deck, Shockspitter Arcane Hunter, built around the whole like arcane spell damage thing, which has a huge payoff of Eversom Portal, which could just generate a bunch of 4/4s. Conjured Arrow, which in the late game can generate like a bunch of card draw, and Shockspitter is in there to get buffed up a bunch with your Candle Shot that can end up doing some pretty good damage when coupled with a Brand Bronzebeard. So a fun different Hunter deck to try out. No idea if it'll be any good, but you can certainly try it out. One deck I think you might want to give a go. I have no idea if this is any good, but it looks a lot of fun. Shaper Casino Mage, built around all the new random spells, and you have your big payoff card in Grand Magister Rometh, which can cheat a bunch of them out. And of course, the deck title Shaper is after Energy Shaper, which takes all of like your generated spells and just makes them into different ones and use some mana cheat in there. Again, no idea if this is any good, but I feel like people should have a lot of fun with it. It's got Renathal, hell, it's even got Murloc Homes and Build a Snowman. Can you really go wrong with that? Next, we're gonna go a little bit more aggro. Paladin got a bunch of aggro tools with this whole self-damaging stuff, so we're gonna play a foul leg. We're gonna buff it up with cards like Seal of Blood and Fork Elf Loss, and maybe double up on it with a Sungwing Squawker. And you've got your new legendary here, Blood Matriarch Liadrin, which can give a bunch of minions Divine Shield and Rush. Look out for this deck. It looks sticky, it looks frustrating, it looks aggressive, and maybe you can beat up on some people trying out some pretty greedy stuff day one. Next, we have another deck I am totally unsure if it'll be any good. Infinite Sylvana Priest. Basically, it runs like 3 minions. You have 2 Radiants and a Zarella, and I guess a Spirit Guide as well. The whole idea, and Sylvana, sorry, like 4 minions. But the idea is you get Sylvana pretty consistently with double switcheroo. You have Grave Digging here, and what you want to do is get Sylvana on the board, so you have that permanent shadow spell in your hand and just go off with the Radiant Elemental, and then you can get another one with an Animate Dead, which is pretty reliable, honestly, to get off Sylvana. Play a bunch of spells, generate damage, healing, and then just do it again. Discover more Animate Deads to just keep bringing back Radiant Elementals. There's also a 3/4 that can do damage, but you might kill yourself in the process. Overall, this deck kind of looks terrible, but it also looks kind of fun to try out. So I thought I suggested, as it really only requires Sister Sylvana as the expensive card, and I guess Grave Digging, which probably isn't even super necessary, but regardless, might want to give it a go, even if it, you know, might be a little bit terrible. Next, we have the Concoction Thief Rogue, basically taking the secret package out of the current Thief Rogue and putting concoctions in there. Is it better? Who knows, but it looks like pretty fun to try out concoctions with the new legendary in there, Potion Master Putricide. You could cheat these concoctions out with a Ghoulish Alchemist, which you could Shadow Step and cheat out even more. And it's got the same late game payoff, of course, up to Nathrius, Queen Najara, and your new legendary spell, Shadow of Demise. Looks like a lot of fun. Maybe it'll be better than Secrets, maybe it'll be worse, but overall, it should be a lot of random and a lot of nonsense. And again, we have Astalor Bloodsworn in there just for more value. Next, we have an archetype, no idea if it'll work out, but Zombie Aggro Shaman, where you basically get your Scourge Troll, try and give it some zombie death rattles. You got the Murloc package in here because of Rotgill, which can just buff the board and just create immediate lethality. Just can be a really sticky, frustrating deck, and not even Bloodlust thrown in here because you have Shadow Suffusion, which can just push incredible damage as well. Look out for this one. It might be all right. It might be just that right style of aggression plus sticky. We'll have to wait and see, but if you open up some zombie shaman cards, maybe give this one a go. Next, we have Warlock, which really just didn't get a ton. Discard does not have enough support in standard, so we're gonna go Dark Imp Warlock with the, you know, Darkon Drathier package, where you're trying to summon it with like a Flesh Behemoth and, you know, use Amorphous Slime to basically get it summoned, and that's basically it. Other than that, it's Imp Warlock, and yeah, Warlock looks pretty dull, at least in standard. There's some cool wild stuff. Again, check out Martian's video, but yeah, it's Imp Warlock with probably a worse undead package, but maybe it's all right, and you probably have a lot of these cards, so maybe you want to give it a go. And lastly, we'll leave off with a class that it's going to be in Rage Warrior, a bust for it. So here's a Fire in Rage Warrior list, where basically you have the new 1-drop in here. You have the new Fire package, which includes like Light of the Phoenix, Embers of Strength, Blazing Power. You're just trying to go wide on the board, damage things, buff it up with your new fire spells, and you have some late game, of course, with Decimator Olgra, Rikara the Valorous. You got Grom in here, and also Thori Balor, which you can bring back 2 times and have some success, hopefully. So there there you go. 13 decks to try out. Again, don't craft any of this stuff. If you happen to open some of these, try and put it together. Good luck day one today. Hopefully it's not a total bug-riddled mess. I don't have to be doing a rant video later on. Let's hope not. Let's hope we can have some fun. And well, hopefully I'll see you on my stream later. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.